everybody. Today I'm starting a vintage air install in the 1980 Corvette. I've already opened some of the boxes, and there is a few issues I have with it. Other than that, quality looks really good. And some of the things I had to change because I have an LS motor in this 80 Corvette that vintage air doesn't really offer a bracket for the compressor for, so I had to get a separate bracket to get it to fit on there. Other than that, there's a few other minor things that I'll go over as we install it. I'm going to start videoing. I'm going to be starting on the interior, taking the dash out, getting all that ready, and putting the box in. So that will be this box here that we're going to unbox and put in there. And then this is a compressor. This is the bracket that I had to buy for the compressor. And this is the condenser coil, dryer, hoses, miscellaneous stuff in this one. So anyway guys, I'm going to get to it here, and we'll show you some of the process and procedures of doing this. Okay, this is the first box. This is your unit that will be underneath your dash, bolted to the firewall. That in itself does not seem too hard to be installed. This is your firewall panel. This bracket I don't know yet, but make sure you look underneath all this foam stuff, because this had somehow gotten underneath all of it. And here's hose clamps, some hard lines, all your wiring, your plate to go through here, gasket. This is your fresh air block off plate. This is all your ducting. This is the instrument panel, I think. Yeah. Which, to be honest guys, it's not some little cheesy piece of junk. This is not that is not plastic. This is actually metal. Now the little ends are plastic, but this plate here is metal. You got a circuit board on it, so you want to be careful with that. Actually got some weight to it, so there's something to say about that. Other than being cheap plastic, it comes with a new glove box, a new defrost duct, and ducts that go to your vents in the dash. And your floor vent is actually just made onto the box itself. And then we got some other brackets over here that we will figure out what goes where. So we got instructions. I'm going to look through these, and we will get back to videoing when we're actually doing something. Okay, basically you're going to be starting with taking everything out from the old system if you bought the complete system. Well, I got a little head start here. So I have no old AC in the engine bay whatsoever. No lines, nothing. And the previous owner had removed part of the box anyway, so I just got to take this little flexible glass thing out, along with the blower. I think that's the old blower, and the rest of the backing of the box right here. And while I do that, I'm going to take and shorten these and run them back here down to where they're supposed to go instead of looping them, because they were super long on the car this came out of. And after that, it gets pretty simple, really. Taking the dash out of these is not very complicated. You're going to take out this center piece first, or at least I am, and then you're going to start taking out these screws here that are holding, actually missing a screw, so I need to get a screw for that, and take out all this over here and unplug the other stuff, the light switch and the wiper switch. So let me get the front taken off. Okay, we got that out. Now we're going to take this little vacuum actuator off, and they give you a little panel that you fill that hole with right there. You're going to drill a hole in the bottom edge and the top edge and put that together. So I'm not sure how it all fits in here. I don't know if this stuff is going to be gone or if we're going to leave it. That goes up tight. And we've been cleaned up a little bit of this. Got some sound deadening stuff there. A little bit of stuff we need to vacuum out. This is inside the engine bay. That's the opening where the fan used to go. And here's the other opening where your heater and your AC coil ran in. Now I think this spot here gets cut out. I'm gonna have to look at the other stuff and see. Okay, where your fan goes through, I took mine off and it had this little lip on here that goes around it, and this plate that you're supposed to fit in there does not fit properly. It doesn't fit flat, and I'm trying to cut it out large enough so I can fit that flat and silicone it in. Okay, we got this vacuum actuator out of the way. I sprayed these holes, make sure that they're not going to rust up after. Alright, we are getting closer to mounting that inside here. So once you got everything off, there's two holes up here. You're going to put your plate, your firewall plate up there, put those two in just to hold it, and then you're going to mark your hole on this side, and you're going to mark a hole over there on that side. And then you're going to have to cut this section out all the way down to this one, which that might come out, I'm not sure yet, but we'll see how it fits. There's that plate's in, and we got the other plate in, and we got this one marked. I think that's gonna work. Of what I'm gonna cut out right there, I traced it out. Anyway, I'm gonna cut these out and drill the other two holes, and we should be good to start mounting it. Okay, I have the number 10 hose hooked up just finger tight right now because it has to come back off. This is going to be cut to fit, it was a modified hose kit that I got sent with it because of the LS motor. So it will come back off and get cut and have a fitting put on it that'll be crimped on. And I have this bracket in front, bolts on. You drill a hole through the upper firewall section, which is in there where your wipers are. You see it right there is where the bolt goes in. I set a level on this, made sure it was level, made sure it was level this way for the most part. The bottom of the area is kind of tapered down to where your drain's at, so not too big of a deal. I don't like how low this drain is going to be though. That's kind of a negative that I don't care for. So I might see about trying to route it out that way. Anyway, that is mounted in. I can't really put my dash back on because we're going to have to get back up here to this and run all our ducts. So what else I could do would be hook this up to the control unit. I could probably go ahead and get that done. I might do that next after I took the hood off here. Got my condenser coil mounted. The dryer is going to be right down here, and it said use existing bolts. Well, mine did not have holes down here or bolts, so I'm going to run a self-tapper into it. Same on the other side, just run a self-tapper into it. That's all I can do on that. And we are going to have to reroute my transmission lines before I put any of this in. And then I think we will mount the compressor so I can get my measurements for all my hoses. There's only 2 hoses. This is the number 10 hose. See, I mean, it's extra long, and it literally only goes to like right here. And the compressor will be sitting there. So there is the back of the firewall. So pretty much I got my dryer line connected. That one I could probably go ahead and tighten up because it should just go right on up here and bolt to the dryer. So we're going to reroute this, get the dryer hooked on, and hook this up so I know that I got all the correct angles when I tighten it down. That one I can, well, no, I cannot tighten it because I will still have to put, whoops, I'll still have to put the firewall cover back on. So in doing all this, there is some steps to this they don't discuss, and it kind of makes it difficult. You start having to kind of figure this out on your own. So this is probably not going to work for everybody. It is a fair bit of a mess of stuff everywhere, and you'll make some steps and have to backtrack just to make sure that's how it goes, but the end result will be nice. Okay, we're putting the suction vacuum on this. And draw this down, let it go for about 45 minutes, I think. using it here. And it'll fully on to charge when we get done. Topping off my coolant right there. I actually fill it here because it's the high point, so I could fill it here, but I'll end up with air bubbles, so I basically burp it right here. Here we are, we got all our ducts hooked up. Got the dash back in. It's a little bit of a struggle trying to fit this back in with your defrost duct, and then those are pushing up against that pretty hard, but good thing they are flexible ducts. And if you want to cut your pieces going to your side vents, I would recommend putting this side on first with your dash out, because it's a struggle trying to get that on with it up, the dash back in, and that all that. Okay guys, so basically we're going to do a little summary here of the vintage air system, and I'm just connecting my gauges here. So basically my fans kick on about at 160, 165. So see, we just started it. There's my temp. So we're not even operating temp yet. And I don't have a trinary switch for the AC to kick the fan on. I have one of those on order. And none of my gauges up here work. Just the fuel and the volts work on this, but we have RPM, speedometer, temp, mass airflow, battery fuel rate, and O2 sensors on here. So we'll wait for this to heat up. We have a little thermometer right here, and we're going to go drive this once my fans kick on, and I'll give you all a little bit of a review of how it's operating, because I get some cycling, and I don't know if that's because I don't have a fan wired in yet or not. Sills on it. I haven't done any like heat wrapping on the exhaust underneath. So basically, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the trinary switch, run another fan, drain the system, and probably put a little less charge. I think we might have a little bit of overcharge. So anyway guys, I hope this helps y'all. I hope y'all like and subscribe and help this channel grow some, and I will talk to y'all in the next video. Bye.